rankings. Be honest. If you know boxing, be honest. There's levels. Really looks.
He's very sharp. That's all I can.
Dangerous.
Very dangerous. He don't look like he's a 46.
He looks like he's 36 or 26.
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis expressed amazement after witnessing Manny Pacquiao's remarkable training ahead of the Barrios fight. Despite being in his mid-40s, Pacquiao displayed incredible speed and power in the gym, moving like a force to be reckoned with. His sharp footwork and precise punches showed that he still got the skills and the fire to compete at the highest level once again. Interview 2. Manny Pacquiao's training partners have shared glowing reports of his sparring sessions, noting that he remains as sharp and explosive as ever. They emphasize that age hasn't slowed him down. In fact, Pacquiao still trains with the intensity of his prime years. One teammate revealed that Manny went through 8 tough rounds without showing any fatigue, maintaining consistent speed, power, and accuracy. His movements were crisp and his punches landed with perfect timing, leaving those around him impressed by his stamina and freshness even after demanding workouts. According to his team, Pacquiao isn't just keeping pace, he's setting it, surprising everyone with his readiness and sharpness.
Everybody is surprised, so it's gonna be a good fight.
What's the most impressive? His speed, his power, his footwork?
It's everything, because you don't see him slow down. People say he's slowing down, but he's not. I mean, that's where you're exactly going to be surprised, because he's sharp, really, to be honest with you. He's very, very sharp. That's why I don't want to say anything else, but...
No, leave it at that.
You know,
but how?
I leave it that way, but...
Okay, so let me ask you this. In 11 days, he steps into the ring at the MGM in Las Vegas to fight Mario Barrios. How does the fight end?
There's a chance of knockout.
Manny,
I can see that.
You can see a knockout?
I'm not going to say what round, but...
Just that Manny wins either way, knockout or decision.
Yeah. I don't think decision. Maybe. The decision is kind of... I don't know if it's going to distance, really. Because the way
Manny's
I
that
see
explosive.
everything is... I don't know.
Okay, now let's talk about his son, Jim, for a second. How talented is his son?
He's a very good fighter. You know, he's
good
going
power.
there.
I've seen him knock people out.
Yeah, he's but power. He have you know, but right now he's still you know, we want him to grow more. You know, so to be ready. Actually, he's ready already. So we just want it to work in silence. So we keep it that way.
What's your message to all Pacquiao fans who are watching this, who are getting ready, who are excited for Manny Pacquiao Barrios, July 19, Las Vegas?
Tune in to this coming fight, because it's gonna be a very good fight.
Don't go to the kitchen. Don't go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Don't look at your phone.
Yes,
because it can happen.
Focus on that, because I know Mario Barrios also is training hard too. Manny also, he trained like there's no tomorrow.
Roy Jones Jr. has voiced strong confidence in Manny Pacquiao's chances of capturing another world title during his comeback, despite widespread concerns about Pacquiao's age and time away from the ring. Jones highlights the Filipino legend's unmatched work ethic, vast experience, and fierce fighting spirit. He describes Pacquiao as one of those rare athletes capable of surpassing expectations, believing that Manny still possesses the skills, discipline, and mindset needed to compete and win at the highest level. Jones points to Pacquiao's hunger and dedication in training as proof that this return isn't just for show, but a genuine pursuit of championship glory.
I would not be able to take credit for beating Pacquiao after he got knocked out by Marquez, because That's not the same Pacquiao. Of course. That's not the Pacquiao at the top of his game. But in society today, we'll call that person the best fighter ever. Of course. When that's not how that goes. That's not reality. But in the business world, it is, because look how much money he made.
Here we go. Who's greater than me? I said, Sugar Ray Robinson. He said, Sugar Ray Robinson, how many wins he got? I said, he got like over 150 wins. He stopped for a minute. He said, but who got more championship titles? Me or him? I said, hold on, Floyd. He said, answer the question. I said, Floyd, there's more titles now than then. There was just one then. That's no fair. Answer the question. I said, okay, you. Do I not have 28 titles? And I was just like, I don't know. He said, oh, you're supposed to be the expert. But the reason why I said that is because there's minor and major titles. Who else greater than me? I said Henry Armstrong, Roberto Duran. He said, oh my God. You said something about Pacquiao. Yeah, I said, I think you'll beat Pacquiao every day of the week, but I think he had a greater career. He said, you ain't think Pacquiao was on steroids? I said, he didn't fail any tests, Floyd. He said, look at me in my eyes. I can't say, man, he didn't say. He said, oh man, thank you. I saw that as a initiation. This is what you about to get. Nobody's greater than Floyd. My thing is, he should feel that way, but you can't expect everybody to feel that you're the greatest, Floyd.
Mario Barrios has made it clear that although he deeply respects Manny Pacquiao outside the ring, that respect disappears once the fight begins. Barrios recognizes Pacquiao's legendary career but views him solely as a challenger aiming to claim his title. He stressed that when the bell rings, there's no special treatment. He intends to approach Pacquiao. Just like any other opponent fighting for what's his dot, his words show the seriousness with which he's preparing for this bout and his determination not to let Pacquiao's legacy affect his focus or strategy.
You know, ever since the fight was announced, I think initially I was kind of just like shocked. Like, man, dude, like Pacquiao wants to fight me, right? He wants to fight me for my title. You know, I think for the sport of boxing and I think just sports in general, like Manny is that name. When you think about boxing, right, he's somebody that comes to mind. At least for me, like I've been watching him since since my earliest memories of boxing. Manny has been a name that's like, okay, like he's the man. And yeah, you know, now he wants to come out of retirement. He wants to fight me for my title. I can't look at it as anything other than, you know, it's just another opponent trying to take what's mine. You know, he's outside the ring, I have, you know, nothing but respect for him, nothing but respect for everything he's accomplished, for the person he is, you know, everything he does, you know, for his country and more. But as soon as we step in the ring, you know, he's in there trying to take what's mine.
I'm not training with the mentality, you know, that I'm getting ready, you know, to fight an icon, to fight a legend. At the end of the day, he's just another man, you know, trying to fight for my title. He's going in there trying to, you know, take my title. And I got to do whatever it takes to make sure he does.
Brian Mendoza has expressed admiration for Manny Pacquiao's greatness but maintains a realistic view on how age might affect the upcoming fight. He points out that regardless of a fighter's skill level, time eventually takes a toll on performance. While Mendoza believes Pacquiao's speed and instincts remain sharp, he cautions that physical challenges could emerge in the later rounds. His perspective encouraged fans to appreciate Pacquiao's effort but also to acknowledge the common difficulties aging fighters face when trying to sustain peak performance throughout demanding bouts.
Don't say that before the interview.
I don't. This is an unbiased opinion.
Man, I'm looking forward to it, you know, even just as a boxing fan, you know, obviously coming up, it was always, you know, seeing Pacquiao's fights and stuff, and now to see the homie, you know, going up against him like that, it's wild, man. It's a wild feeling. I know even more so for him, but nah, man, I just think at the end of the day, I feel like, you know, the age will show up in the fight. I think at first, you know, he's had people talk about the layoff, but it's also a rest for someone at that age. So I feel like he's gonna be rested. I feel like we might see, you know, hints of little old Manny, no pun intended, the old Manny, little bits of flashes of that in there, but I think at the end of the day, man, Mario's super sharp. This is the sharpest I've ever seen him, you know, this far in camp. I'm super excited, bro, and he's gonna put on a great show. I still kind of lean towards like a decision, but regardless, it's Mario's way. If there is a stoppage, I think it'll be in like the second half. Like I said, you know, because I think that's really when the age is gonna show. Because you can look good in the gym, man, but once those bright lights are on you, anything that's wrong will come out. So as much of a legend man he is, I think, you know, he bit off a little more than he can chew with Barrios.
Despite doubts about his age, Many fans remain confident that Manny Pacquiao's natural talent and ring savvy are still very much alive. Recent training footage has sparked renewed optimism among supporters who believe he retains the power and explosiveness needed to challenge. Younger fighters they argue that Pacquiao's unique angles, endurance, and relentless style have always set him apart, and that these strengths don't simply fade with time. Much of the excitement surrounding his comeback is fueled by faith in his ability to adapt and an unwavering will to compete at the highest level.
Manny Pacquiao returns to the ring against a young fighter, champion WBC, Mario Barrios. How do you see that fight playing out?
Yeah, Barrios is a tall guy, and he's a tough guy. You know, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because Pacquiao is champion, the holder of the records of 8 divisions, and he knows how to fight, he knows how to win, so you always got to give it that opportunity for him to show up. And now whoever shows up in that ring, whether it's a desire to win or just try to be there, that's a question that we have to see. But I believe that he has the ability to do something to win the fight against Barrios.
Experts agree that Manny Pacquiao's strongest strategy is to come out aggressive and tactical right from the start, with stamina potentially becoming an issue in the later rounds. Many recommend that Pacquiao seize control early by using his trademark speed to overwhelm Mario Barrios' by asserting dominance up front. He can gain momentum and reduce the risk of tiring as the fight progresses. The critical challenge will be to exploit Barrios' slower adjustments, while steering clear of prolonged exchanges that might sap his energy.
I was talking to somebody about Manny coming back fighting Mario Barrios.
Ouch.
And this was the analogy I gave. Your timing is just, it slows down. That's time. Time slows you down. And so to me, I think Manny has to come out very strong, very fast in the first couple of rounds because his gas tank ain't what it used to be. At 46 years old, you come out and let's just say hypothetically your gas is half full at 46 years old. I'd rather try to use that half tank
when I got something
in 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And really get off on this kid because he has the kind of style. Styles make fights. He's got the perfect style for Manny to do what he do. But the further that fight goes, the more that's gonna go down. He ain't young no more when it does this. It ain't gonna do this no more. It ain't gonna go down and then come back up. He not gonna create space, take a deep breath, and that thing shoot up the way it used to. He ain't gonna do that, you know what I mean?
Observers have noted that Mario Barrios' defensive approach might leave openings for Pacquiao's relentless attack. Many believe that Manny's speed, quick combinations, and sharp angles give him the tools to penetrate Barrios' guard. Critics argue that Barrios' defense has vulnerabilities that a savvy fighter like Pacquiao can capitalize on. If Pacquiao stays sharp and avoids early damage, he could pose significant challenges and trouble for Barrios throughout the fight.
Pacquiao Barrios, bro. Who do you like?
It's hard to know, at the age of Pacquiao, what we're going to get from him, But I'll tell you this. Depending on his conditioning, right? Depending on how much he can pop in on that instep that he brought to me, that notorious fast instep. If he can pop in that instep and if Pacquiao can get in, I know he can hurt Mario Barrios. Defense of Mario Barrios is still suspect. He is willing to get caught. You can catch the kid. It's not hard to find.
Questions about Mario Barrios' credentials continue to surface, particularly because he has been stopped by fighters who may not match Pacquiao's remaining power and speed. While Barrios is regarded as a capable contender, many analysts feel he has yet to prove himself against boxing's top tier. This could provide Pacquiao with an advantage, especially if he maintains a high pace and pressures Barrios into unfavorable exchanges. Most experts see this as a fight Pacquiao can win, assuming he follows a disciplined and well-executed strategy.
Are you cool with Pacquiao against Mario Barrios?
I am.
I'm cool with it. If I was cool with Manny Pacquiao coming back and fighting Keith Thurman, I'm definitely going to be cool with this one. Barrios is not a puncher. Thurman was one of the biggest punchers in boxing. I think he's going to be just fine with Mario Barrios, who we know what he is on the top level. He comes up short. He's been stopped by fighters that are less than Manny Pacquiao and Davis. So I like this fight. I think he's not going to be an overwhelming favorite, but I think it'll be a 50-50 fight, regardless of his inactivity and age. His explosiveness, even at this age, his greatness, and the fact that you can never know what Barrios you're going to get. And yeah, man, I like this fight. Why not? Nostalgia, marketable. Everyone will be behind him. It'll be internationally successful. I'm in.
How are you comparing Pacquiao coming back this summer at 46 after not fighting in 5 years to Pacquiao in 2019 fighting Keith Thurman, which came after back-to-back wins over Lucas Batiste and Adrian Broner? Those two scenarios could not be more different.
Some analysts argue that if age were not a factor, Manny Pacquiao would be the clear favorite in this matchup. They believe his fundamentals remain strong, and his boxing intelligence is still top tier. These experts suggest the fight tilts in Pacquiao's favor if he can maintain the volume and footwork that marked his prime years. Much of the buzz around Pacquiao's comeback centers on the impressive condition he's shown during sparring and training. Insiders report that he's moving with remarkable sharpness, throwing slick combinations and displaying swift footwork. They also note that Pacquiao has gone several rounds without showing signs of fatigue, staying mentally locked. In throughout his sessions,